Hello everyone and welcome back to Krastorio 2. This is Otaku's Showboat, and I am enlightened a bit about the fusion. I have been enlightened for fusion. I have looked at the FAQ, all of that good stuff. If you made a comment about looking at the FAQ, know that I'm recording this directly after the previous video and haven't seen your comment. I have done the research myself, and I see that it is 10 gigajoules if you do the actual math for the amount of power that the deuterium fuel cells give. They say that the deuterium fuel cells are cheaper than the nuclear option. Pretty sure that's what they're trying to imply here. It says deuterium fuel is cheaper. That's what they say. DT fuel is cheaper and has a lower inherent fuel value because they say it's cheaper than uranium fuel cells. I guess you just have to take their word for it. Because there's also people saying that are arguing that uranium fuel cells are easier than deuterium, like per gigajoule of power, but eh. Yeah, I think I disagree with the whole deuterium is cheaper. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. But I know that I do want to do the fusion because this is a feature that is unique to Krastorio, and I would like to do it. That's going to be the answer in the end. Is I want to do it. It's a feature in Krastorio. I want to have a look at it, so we're going to do it. Somehow, we're going to do it. Now, it's a little offset because of the whole you're not actually getting 10 gigajoules out of it because the machine itself to run the reactor is 500 megawatts, right? You don't actually truly get the 10 gigajoules of fuel value out from the system when you're using a quarter of it to keep the reactor going, in a sense. But solar panels. Solar panels. How big of an infrastructure is 500 megawatts of solar panels with accumulators? Specifically, not just like regular accumulators. I know I've used regular accumulators across the board for all of this, but there are better accumulators in Krastorio 2. I am teching into them as we speak, if I don't already have them, actually. Wait a minute. They're here. No, they're somewhere else. I need this tech to get into this tech. But, yeah, energy control units into energy storage. Yeah, this one. This is the better accumulator. And it is able to output 5 megawatts versus a lot less than that on the accumulators, individual accumulators. So these are significantly better. They each hold 250 megajoules. Wow, that is a big difference. Big difference. Big difference. It is very easy to get these to be able to output 500 megawatts to provide power consistently to a fusion reactor. That's what I would say is fusion is probably really great with the advanced solar panels and the new accumulators on them to provide that 500 megawatts. I think that's going to be a better use of your space and your resources so that you can actually get the full 2 gigawatts of power out of your system. And yeah, the deuterium fuel cell is listed as 10 gigajoules, because you end up in grand total eating that item every 5 seconds. One item every 5 seconds, or 0.2 per second, which would be 2 gigajoules per second, or 2 gigajoules. That is a subscriber on YouTube that just popped up. Hey, yeah, that's one of the other things, is because I'm now recording and making videos on YouTube, I have the alerts that will pop up from time to time. I could turn them off while actually recording the videos for YouTube, but then I have to remember to turn them back on again when I'm streaming, and you can imagine how awkward that can end up being. Also, if you, it's the same thing if I set up a separate scene on my Streamlabs to have a recording scene, I have to remember to switch between that when I'm streaming and when I'm not streaming. So, yeah, things. Know yourself and your habits when doing stuff, and I think it's okay having those alerts. So that's my new alert, by the way. That my brand new alert. Also, I can make Immersite stuff now, right? I can do the plates and things. Yeah? The immersium. I can do immersium. The thing about the immersium is that I can do this in a furnace. It's powder and metals. I'm bringing powder and metals, am I not? I'm bringing crystals. So the question I have is the Immersite plates. Are Immersite plates... Why is plates not on here? It's because it's immersium plates. These plates are used in these. It's used for the empty antimatter fuel cells. Cool. It's used in a lot of mall stuff. Antimatter reactors. The intergalactic. This is all mall stuff. The beams get used in mall stuff. Right? This is mall stuff. And then the gear wheels get used in mall stuff, and then advanced tech cards. So, I guess the question, the idea here is, I don't think I need to put immersium plates onto my train network when I can just bring in 2 things versus 1. I can bring in the rare metals and powder to make the plates and process to gear wheels for the advanced tech cards in the one place that needs them, because the only other place that needs them is the mall, and the mall needs the plates and the beams and the gear wheels all together. So why should I not just make them here if they're only going to go to one other location besides the mall, right? So yeah, I will make these here. I have decided. Executive decision has been made. And this executive decision will be using these guys like this. Give me things. Lots of things. There we go. Apparently I have some powder that was just hanging out. I guess that it was in my inventory or something. Are you actually attached to this? Yes. So this will be Immersite powder. And it will bring in the powder. Pretty simple. When it's just powder and metals for the plates, I'll at least limit all of this so I don't have that many. Hey, I have a few plates. Huzzah! Plates! Plates exist. I can do the control units as well. The energy control units. I've got all of these things, actually. Have I brought lithium lease batteries? Have I brought the lease batteries? I have not. So there's another train station to add on to my setup. Da-da-da. Let's keep growing our trains. Our train station. Everything must grow. Our glorious train station where everything must grow. That's a lot of roboports there. Lots of roboports, but you know what? I think I might need them for extra storage or something. Maybe. Also, I would actually like to roboport my way over to here so that I can have robots construct these. I would like robot construction on this. As much as possible, as best I can. Otherwise, it's going to take me a little while to actually do it. So you are MLIS batteries. Bring me those lithium sulfur batteries. Just a few. The rest of the stuff will come in with time. Oh hey, I've got my 300 steel pipe. Yay! Yay! I have my pipe. Oh, right. You and those. And those. Yes, that is important. Important. To make sure I do that. Just like it's important to do that here as well. To make sure that I get a few of the beams and gear wheels for the things that I will be adding onto my mall going forward. Okay. Well then. I'm getting some of these energy control units. These are going to be used in the energy storage items. They will be used for lots of other things later. Things I don't have access to yet. Not quite yet. As it were. Oh hey, they're using the singularity beacon. Woohoo! When do I get that? Will I need singularity science first to get that? I would... One would think by the name of the thing that I would need the singularity science first. Oh boy. What next? Next shall be... What? I can finish working on this. Or I can get my U-235 Kovarex going. And I think I'm gonna set up Kovarex and like additional centrifuge stuff. Am I even doing centrifuges? Hold up. Centrifuges. The centrifuge. The centerist of fuges. I need them being made here. Of course they use steel. Of course they use loads of steel. I am apparently making 10,000 units. I have made 10,000 AI cores. Apparently. They exist. 10,000 of them. Glorious AI cores. Yeah, I don't see any centrifuge stuff outside of the one I just placed. Right in there. Alright. What about up in the mall? The bus. The main bus. Did I do centrifuges in here? No, I did not. So every centrifuge I've made thus far has been handcrafted. Oh, right, I've got this big chest full of steel pipe. Aha! Also, yeah, this needs a few things. So, a stack inserter is absolutely required for that. Let me think. Let me think. I need to think about stuffs. I need more of these. Just a few more gas power stations, as well as a few of the fuel refineries, and a few of the greenhouses. I've already placed all of the atmospheric condensers. And I think it was just down to the accumulators and stuffs, advanced thingies. The advanced thingies! The most advanced of the thingies! We are the most advanced thingies on the planet. Where is my car? Over there! Because of course it is. Because of course I walked back instead of used my car. Like, what? 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 Why? What? Why? But why did you do this to me? Why would you do this to me? Yeah, beautiful. We're gonna have a bit of power to spare. Also, if I do this math, 20 of these, 20 by 4.5 is precisely 90, so when they tell you that this is 90 megawatts, take that with a grain of salt. It's 90 total, minus the, 10 used to power all of the buildings for it. Yeah, because buildings need power too, right? The buildings need the power. Also, I'm trying to think, what day does this video go live? It's, this video goes live the day after the US election, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure about that this is Wednesday's video. I forgot to mention in the previous video that it was election day when the video went live. As of right now, the recording of this video, it is the day before the election day. Hello? Why did the Epic Games Store suddenly decide it wanted to show up above my screen? On top of my screen? No. You are quite presumptuous. No. No is my response. No. Just... no. Let's go get a lot more pipe. I need pipe. I need... the solar panels. I might not actually need the solar panels and electrical stuff, because all of that electrical is... it's all connected between all 5 units. theoretically, if I had all of the small power poles on there. I do want to go get the pipe, though. I need pipe! The pipe is required, and over where I have my big stockpiles of pipe, I also have small power poles getting made. I will need to make these advanced tech cards once I have them. Once I have the tech for them, because the advanced tech cards, they don't actually use any research data, which I find to be quite interesting. It's just the batteries, the electric engine units, the blank tech cards, and the immersium gear wheels. So that is going to be 6 input train stations and 1 output train station, because the immersium plates for the gear wheels are going to need the rare metals and the powder, immersite powder. So 2 for that, and then 1 each for the others to just bring in and do some minor processing, and there you go. Advanced tech cards. This is super simple for right now. And then I can get into like, hey, there's advanced roboports that exist that use the immersium beams. They'll take advanced tech cards. Lots of wonderful stuff will use the advanced tech cards, including Mark III mining drills. Wow. And even better, belt. If only I actually had a good supply of the green belt to begin with, right? Because I'm a little bit limited on my circuits. What am I limited by on this stuff? Actually, the steel. It's the steel that is the main limiting factor. So, yeah, I need to scale up my steel a bit, I think. I need more iron to make more steel. Now, if I look at my ore supply, the issue does not appear to be the amount of iron ore I have. No, it is not necessarily the amount of iron ore that I have. I am shoving in the iron ore just fine. It is the actual processing that I don't have to, that's not keeping up. However, I now have productivity modules. I now have loads of things. Loads of things. And I'm pretty sure when we looked at this before, the enrichment process for the ores essentially adds an extra productivity step, if that's what I learned when I looked at all of this. So this adds a step that has productivity onto it for processing the ore into enriched. So if I had, 15 ore just as a baseline, 15 iron ore making 1301 enriched, the enriched can then get processed into plates in another step that can take productivity, so I end up with 15.61 iron plates at the end using just a base chemical plant. Once I get the advanced chemical plant, I get an extra productivity slot to get even more output out of it. And it becomes a better than 1-to-1 ratio between the iron and the plates. Even without that, though, it's still a better than 1-to-1 ratio if using productivity modules between these two steps, as opposed to the direct casting, which is, 2 ore to 1 plate. 2 ore to 1 plate, even with productivity. Oh yeah, and then there's advanced furnaces, which can add even more productivity to improve the output even more once we do get into the advanced steps. But if we look at this, that's 9.01 going up to 10.51. We're still less than 1 to 1, but if we enrich by spending a little bit of sulfuric acid and dealing with dirty water in the process, we can absolutely productivity the hell out of it and get a lot more output for our effort. We can hit that 1 to 1. I am also here because I wanted to pick up some small power poles. So it's now that I have a lot of the productivity module 3s, a lot more production of the productivity module 3s. This has been one of those things that I've been delaying doing because I haven't really needed more iron yet. I do need more iron now. I do need more steel now. I do need everything. Where are my small power poles? Hello? Small power poles? Am I really not doing small power poles here? Are they all the way over here? Well, alrighty then. Either that or I'm blind. I wouldn't put it past me to be blind. But yeah. The enrichment process will be worth doing. Just so that we are clear on that. It will be worth doing. It technically is worth doing right now because the actual amount of sulfuric acid that is used is pretty small. And it does increase a fair bit the amount of stuff. Yes, the amount of stuff. Very, very specific there. The amount of output that you get for your input. The efficiency. Just be aware, though, that while, yes, the efficiency is one thing, there is the concept of just mine more. And just process more. Like, I could simply go and, like, fill this with lots more mining drills and build out another processing array for the ore. In fact, because I have ore provided onto my network right now, I don't necessarily have to put ore onto my network anymore. As long as I have ore for iron on my network to make the concrete and the few other things that use it, I can absolutely just mine and process in the exact same location. It really isn't that big of a deal. I did it just so that I could have separate locations. That was the main driver for me, was to have them in separate spots, the mining from the processing, so that I could more easily scale the processing. But I'm going to change my mind, I think, on that. I've changed my mind a bit because, yeah, the central one location here is just not going to be enough. It's not gonna be enough. It's not enough. There's too much stuff to deal with. And eventually I'm gonna have to just use bots, right? Because the belts won't even have enough throughput properly. Like, I'd have to offload with loaders into chests and have the bots just take stuff to the various locations. Loads and loads and loads of bots, but that is a lot of power. Speaking of power, I need to connect the power to the everything. Do that. So that's 2 additional ones. This will be the 3rd and the final. So now all of them should be attached. There's still some missing inserters. Blue inserters. Speaking of, where did those blue undergrounds come from? What? What? Yeah, just give me some blue inserters, a few of them. I'm gonna get back in my car, I'm gonna go to the mall, I'm gonna pick up things, and we'll go back, and everything will be awesome again. We'll pick up some, more of the advanced solar panels and things. Yes, please, give me stuff. Give me stuff, give me things, give me all of the beautiful things on the planet. You are going to be highly limited. I hope. Oh, you stack 400. You're going to be really, 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 really limited. Yeah. Really, really limit that. Hello. You. Advanced. The most advanced of the advanced. I will take those. I will take these. How many more do I need? Actually, not that many. As for these, I need, a lot. More than what I've just picked up on you. And then the green thingies I should now have. The blue inserters. Alright, buddies, let's get going! Let's get going, shall we? Finishing up this power. I said I was gonna do more power. I have done more power. I have lots of power. I've just added so very much. Yes, go. Build! Build, my minions! Build! Place the everything down that's missing here. There are things which are missing. Inserters. Inserters everywhere. Go, go, go. Do the stuff. I think that is just about it. I am missing 14 plus 9, 23. 23 of the advanced solar panels, but I'm pretty sure I don't need them. Pretty darn certain I don't actually need them, especially not right now. Storing 3.5 gigajoules of power. The solar panels can make a lot. 352 times 250 divided by 1,000 is 88 megajoules. Or megawatts. 88 is what these advanced solar panels, the 352 can output at max. And there are 5 times 10, 50. You know, I only need 50 to fully power this at max, so that's pretty decent. I think that'll be fine overall in the end. And then there'll be more when I finish this. It's nice. It's scalable. The only slightest of complaints I may have... Oh, I need that extra gap anyway because this right here would be problematic. So I do need that extra spot, which means that I have designed this just fine. Perfectly designed. With this extra little one tile. That was the one thing I was going to complain about. It's like, oh, if I didn't have these 3 accumulators here, I could have this one tile down between each one. But no, you can't actually do that because of this right here, that would cause a problem. Anyway, now that I have some additional power, enough additional power that I could actually run a fusion reactor if I wanted to, but as I said, we will do other things to get that 500 megawatts. We'll do a separate solar panel array with like the special energy batteries to do that 500 megawatts. Now, note, solar panels, you're talking 2,000 at 250 kilowatts, I think. So it's like 500 times 4 per megawatt. So 2,000 minimum, plus the extra you need for the filling of the accumulators to last the night. So yeah, it's a few solar panels if that's the plan. If that's the plan, it's a few solar panels. It might actually be better to step up, quote unquote, step up on the power to get into fusion. So my thought is this here, this 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, this 100 gas power stations is 450 megawatts, right? One more of these produces enough power to run a fusion reactor, right? And my thought is that the amount of space for 6 of these is lower than the amount of space of 2,000 solar panels. I would hope that this amount of space would be less than 2,000 solar panels. Like in this plus 1 more, so in, let's say, we go down into this crude oil patch here on the height of this, at that much space, considering that I have in here how many solar panels are here already? 375. So if that's 375, that is about a third of this total space right now. And then if you add in whatever, what's actually this much? 75. So if it's 375, so if it's 450 times 3, that's 1350. Yeah. So if this is, with the accumulators, a third of the total space, about a third of the total space of this, just the geometry of it, if we include all these accumulators taking up space as well, because we'll also need accumulators. We'll have better accumulators taking up less space, but still, the difference is pretty big. We're talking we would need more than 2,000 to provide the 500 megawatts over the course of a day, versus, in this case, the 450 being an overabundance to provide the power over the course of the day to provide the full 500 megawatts of power per fusion reactor. And that's just to provide the power for the fusion reactor, not to make the fuel cells for the fusion reactor, because we also have to take into account the power that would get used for the fuel cells for the fusion reactor, and ideally provide the power for that separately as well, which also shouldn't be all that bad, to be completely honest. That isn't bad of a power draw to get into that. It's going to use lithium, a fair amount of lithium, and that's a lot of electrolysis, so maybe a lot of power on the lithium side of things, but also productivity exists and efficiency exists, and yeah, we shall see just what we can get away with in terms of overall power production for this fusion setup over time. Something a little bit more permanent. We'll start with something not permanent and upgrade to something permanent over time, and then of course I do also eventually get antimatter. So this is just a stopgap, this little production here looking at fusion, because we're going to get into antimatter soon as well, and that's going to be different completely different for production on all of that. So with all of that said, hey, here's a build. Here's a bit of a build for ya. Just paste that bad boy down, get one more of them, and then there's all of the power that I would need to run a fusion reactor. Yep, I can easily disconnect this from my main network and just provide it to a fusion reactor, and we'd be done with it. Just bring in the stuff for the fuel cells and cycle the fuel cells. Yeah, it's lithium plus the tritium, which is the heavy water, which is done out of water. Like it's not that bad. It's not that bad really, and we will set it up in our next episode. I think we will just do that next time. I am pretty sure I have the stuff. I can do that. Just place this, get fusion done. That'll be what we do next time. With that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you have enjoyed today's video, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff down below. And yeah, just gonna point out again, I've got that big blue join button down there below the video now. You can become an erudite otaku and turn that blue button gray for me. That would be very, very, very appreciated. Next time we meet, I will go into fusion, ideally. Fusion? Yes, fusion. And I will, hopefully, see you all then.